So, good afternoon, sewers, friends, beaters. This is the second installment of my wraparound liner wrap tutorial. So, hopefully, with luck, you've got like both of your liners completed. So, anyways, we're just going to begin on uh, sewing up the back seams of our wraps. So, hopefully, with a little patience, we'll get this detail kind of put in today. So one of the things that are in our little sewing packs are some Glover's needles, beading needles, and then some some sinew. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take an arm's length, flatten it out, and then from the center we're just going to peel away a piece of sinew. Your sinew should be able to be split probably into about 4 or 5 strands. It should come apart like really easy. So once you got that done, then we're just going to thread our Glover's needle. So do your best. A nice good knot at the end. One of the suggestions that I made in our first video was to put your notches in. So hopefully you can get a good look at this. The vamp part, folded in the center to find our center, folded in quarters to find the front half of our vamp, and then 13 kind of pen points to kind of guide us through our crimping part of our moccasin or our wraparound. You want to do the same with the liner or the bottom part of our wrap, 13 points. But please remember that you want to get like your starting points on your vamp and your wrap lined up. So make sure that you have this as your regular sewing section, and then your starting point from where you're going to start crimping, and then your 13 points all the way around. So leave that aside. With every kit has some leather lacing or a welt included inside, so you're going to use that. Just snip a little piece off, and then this is what we're going to use for the middle of our little kind of like sewing detail in the back. One of the best things you can make when sewing your leather is making yourself a leather thimble for your finger just to protect it. So what we're going to do, we're going to center that and then put it in the middle, and then from the heel, always start from the heel, we're going to sew. Make sure everything is like all even and lined up. And after every 2 or 3 stitches, just give it a good tug, just so you know it's nice and tight. You don't want loose sewing because you really don't want to see your stitches when it's flipped inside out. And then we're getting pretty close to the end, so probably about like 2 or 3 more stitches. Ooh. Come on. And then our last one, like I said, just give it a good tug, and then we're just going to put in a knot, and then a secure knot. And then just give that a tug. I'm just going to put a knot in for our next step. So that's ready. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to snip that off, the little tail end, because you don't need it. Flip it inside out. And then you're going to have that little flappy thing sticking out. And then you're just going to trim it off. I just use the width of the scissor as, you know, my cut height. So you should have that little detail so far. So we'll flip that back inside out. And then every little like little kit that I had made, there was these little kind of like divots, I call them. Well, I don't waste anything, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as my middle piece of my welt. Just trim it off into an angle, and then we're just going to put that in there just so it fits. You can see that kind of like all lines up. And then we're just going to sew that shut. So first, then I just do like a secure knot. Just in case like you don't want your little knot at the end of your sinew string to come undone. So just put in an extra knot there. Just give that a tug. You might, when you get to the center, you might want to put in another extra secure knot just in case, just to keep it nice and tight. And then maybe 1 or 2 more stitches just to close that up. Give that a tug. And do your last knot. Go back about a stitch and then just do a little secure knot. You'll have like your little T detail in the back. Flip that inside out,